What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with 8 most arrogant Larry Bird moments. Before we dive in, y'all know what I'm gonna ask. Dive into that subscribe button, ring notification bell, get the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it? Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Well, we got Larry Legend.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean David, and as always, thanks for tuning in. If you talk to NBA legends about the best trash talkers who ever played in the NBA, you can be pretty certain that Larry Bird's name gets mentioned quite a few times. The crazy thing was, that guy was not only super confident, but sometimes even arrogant. But he could always back it up, which made it even more special. That's why I'm a big fan of Larry Bird.
Is it if you can back it up, is it arrogance? Or is it just confidence? It's because it's not like you just talking the talk but not walking the walk. But when you can talk the talk and you can walk that walk, or is it just greatness?
Could always back it up, which made it even more special. That's why I'm a big fan of Larry Bird. So in this video, I want to feature some of the craziest and most arrogant trash talk stories of Larry Bird, some of my personal favorites. But before we start with this video, if you like the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I would say let's start right away. So, number 1, super cold Larry Bird. Even a Larry Bird can have an off night, not performing on the highest standard, missing shots, not playing well in general. But where other players would stop to shoot, Larry Bird has a different kind of approach.
We're playing Phoenix and we're way ahead, okay? When we're down in the old Saddle Dome that they had outside.
Right.
And Larry, we're playing good as a team. Larry has the worst fourth quarter known to man. I mean, he's throwing the ball to the other team. I'm like, good Lord, we had like a 15-point lead. Next thing you know, we're down 2. And I'm like, oh, how in the world are we going to lose this game? And Larry says, I'm going to bust the play. I'm going to shoot a 3. And I'm like, Birdie, it's just getting to overtime. I'm going to Robert.
It's Larry, you've been off this whole quarter, Larry. Let's just be safe. Let's take it to OT. Let's win it there. You've been kind of off.
And I'm like, Birdie, it's just getting to overtime. I'm going to Robert. Robert, we need to get into overtime, man. Try to get this ship right because we're sinking, man. So, Larry not only tells me that, he walked by the bench and says, typical Birdie, just real slow, fixing to bust a 3 on your guys and go home. And so he breaks the play.
Maxwell waits. Maxwell gets it to Bird. Bird turns and shoots, and
Larry hits it. He looks at the bench and goes, told you so. That was Birdie. And he had the confidence, man. That dude had so much confidence. He talked to the coaches. He talked to everybody. He was talking trash all the time, man. But fun. Great competitor, man.
Number 2, ball.
Hey, you see him point at the bench. I told y'all, hey, let's get to the crib. Bro, he just hit. It's casual for him to just hit a one-legged floating 3-pointer. Like,
man,
that's casual for Larry.
Number 2, ball on the butt. You would think that great players would be afraid of trash talking other great players. You don't want to get them heated up and stuff. Well, not Larry Bird. You guys remember Brett Doherty, one of the best centers of the 1980s, playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Well, he had a pretty interesting story to say.
Brad Daugherty told me this story when he was like second year in the league and they were in the playoffs against the Celtics. Down 1, Larry Bird catches the ball in the deep corner and he steps back for a 3. And before he takes the 3, he's like, oh wow, he's going for the win. He's not going for the tie. And so Brad Daugherty runs out and he head fakes him. And as he head fakes him, now it's 3-2. He hits him on the butt with the ball, and then he shoots it at the buzzer. And the confidence that hit him on the butt as he flew by him trying to block a shot, I'm like, there's no more confidence.
Number 3, who comes in second?
That's great confidence. But like I said, to do that and then just knock it down is like, What can you say? Cause he not talking. He not just talking the talk. He walking the walk. Smack him on the way. Good try. That's like a good job. Good closeout. Now let me finish this game.
I'm like, there's no more confidence.
Number 3, who comes in second? I guess that has to be one of the most iconic Larry Bird stories. But with other stories where you just have one witness, with that one, many people were present and many people say the same thing. So crazy story. You guys listen up. Let's check the clip.
The All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest. And he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. And then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
Some pure trash talking and just general bravado. And the theatrics of it all was made for Larry.
And Larry would back up his boast by not only winning the contest, but blowing away the competition with a phenomenal shooting display.
No way. 10 in a freaking row. No way. You are lying to me right now. Man's hit 12 in a row to start it off. 12 in a row, straight out. My Lord.
That check's had my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing. My teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
By the way, the following season, he won the contest again, and he didn't even...
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle.
Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I scored so bad because I didn't realize there's so much tension on it. I'm out there every day in front of these fans. And
who were some of the guys? Who were some of the guys in the competition at that time when you walked in? Who was in that field? Come on, Coach. You know.
No, I don't really remember.
Number 4, the left-handed game. That is actually one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my entire life. As a professional, you should be able to shoot with the right hand and dribble the ball with the right and the left hand, so being both-handed. But Larry Bird took that theory to a different level. That guy got so bored that he said he would play an entire game with his left hand, or at least 3/4, and still perform on the craziest level.
At the end of one of the trips, he had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players, and the media too, we were all standing around waiting to leave. He said, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through 3/4. And at the end of 3/4, the next night in Portland against poor Jerome Kersey, he had 27 points left-handed. And it was a remarkable performance.
Next on my list,
it's like, what do you do? What do you say? He's beating you left-handed, bro. Like, he has to challenge you. You're not a challenge. That tells me, like, I'm not a challenge to him. He's not looking at us as a challenge with the fear of losing or anything. He has to challenge himself. He's going to play us left-handed, and he still had a good game. It's as a competitor, I'll be like, this man is cold. At the same time, I'll be like, this man just disrespected us so badly, and we still couldn't stop it.
Left-handed, and it was a remarkable performance.
Next on my list, number 5, heat check / coach's lap. That has to be my favorite Larry Bird story of all time. That is not only arrogant, that is just on a different kind of level. I think that probably has to be the most arrogant story that ever happened in the NBA. And who did it? Well, Larry Bird.
He saw Dominique, this up-and-coming player, and he just tortured him mentally. He tortured all of them. He was calling shots off the glass. Who's next? Where do you want this one from? And he just made one after another. When he got to about the 55th point, you knew it was something special. Even as a player, and that usually doesn't happen, but we're down so much at the time. You had time to realize the game. And, his last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court. which meant it was going to be a 3 and it was going to be off of these. And then he said, "Who wants it?" And I think Ricky Brown, I'm not for sure who it was, ran out after him. And he shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said. It was an accident, but it was almost fate. And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high fives.
Number 6, you should have gone for 60. So we've just witnessed the game of the Boston Celtics versus the Atlanta Hawks, so Larry Bird's 60-point game. That game was crazy on so many levels, but what is even crazier, a few days prior, Kevin McHale broke the franchise record, which was, I think, 56 for the Boston Celtics. You know what? Just roll the clip because you got to listen to that for yourself.
We do have video of this. It lasted about 9 days, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it did. This was me getting 56 there against Detroit.
That's something you don't see often right there, was a skinny Quinn Buckman.
And there I go, getting 56, feeling pretty good about myself. And it was 9 days later. As a matter of fact, towards the end of the game, Larry came up to me and said, I said, I'm going to come out. It was a minute and a half or 2 minutes ago in the game. Larry came and said, "Were you crazy?" I said, "No, I'm had enough, man. We're ahead." And he goes, "If I get that hot, I'm not stopping." Well, 9 days later, he got that hot. I said, "You stopping?" He said, "No."
Number 7, X-Men down.
He told you, man. Yeah, you should have. Just go ahead and go for 60. But then, y'all don't know. You got the risk of injury and everything. My guy's like, I've done enough. We closed this game up. Larry's like, "Hey, man, I get that hot. I'm going for it." And he did.
Well, 9 days later, he got that high. I said, "You stopped?" He said, "No."
Number 7, X-Men down. If you are a fan of the 1980s, then of course you remember Xavier McDaniel, one of the toughest guys in the entire NBA. One of the few guys you didn't want to mess with because that guy was not only talk, that guy was the real deal. But Larry Bird still didn't care. Check this one out.
They called a timeout. He said, "You know I'm going to get it." And I said, "I know, I'm going to be waiting."
And during the timeout, I'm going for a play, and I tried this is what we're going to run. All right, then as you get the ball, you go over here, and you pass to Kevin, then you go to the corner, and Robert, you come over. Then about that time, Larry steps in and says, "Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way?" Now, after the timeout, we walk back on the court, and Larry's going down to his position, so he tells Xavier, says, "I'm getting the ball."
Yeah, he said, "I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face."
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds on the clock.
And, you know, he was like, "I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock." I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird, just phenomenal the way that he will contribute in the clutch time after.
All right, number 8 is a bonus. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time and enjoy.
There's the play of the game right there.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, "Hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building." He needed those kind of challenges.
Anybody better than Larry Bird?
No, Larry's probably the best trash talker. And the best thing about Larry now? He's so buttoned down now. He's just like, "I didn't do that." I said, "Man, that guy lies. He was the best trash talker." And he denies everything.
Hey, you guys, if you're active on Facebook, I can really recommend Open Court. As an NBA fan, you should find everything you need. If it's funny NBA videos, impressive highlights, or even NBA news, I check out Open Court every day.
Man, I absolutely love watching basketball time machine videos, and I love watching these stories, bro. Shout out Larry Legend, man. This is entertainment. Like, when you can go out there and talk all that trash, but when you can back it up, it's that much better. That's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.